Loveline is meant for an adult audience. Loveline may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion advised.
Now, here's Loveline.
1-800-LOVE-191. With Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
Hey. It's a Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew is a board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist. Phone number for Loveline, 1-800-LOVE-191. Oh, forget about that fax number. We never get a fax that's worth a damn, do we, Drew?
We never see them. Whether or not we get it, I don't know.
Oh, I think Ann hoards all the complimentary ones and then brings over the I want to kill both of you faxes. I haven't seen a fax in 6 months on this show. Janeane Garofalo is here. She was kind enough to come in. I think Janeane was supposed to come in a time or two, but we got our wires crossed, but she's here in person tonight. And I was talking to Janeane about our friend Andy Dick, Drew, because I was watching Extra last night when I got home about 12:30. Well, he did.
So cool.
He did a little. Janeane and the rest of the old Ben Stiller cast was doing a little reunion thing at the Aspen Comedy Festival.
Did he do his band there?
No, he did a drunk shtick. He was completely sober, and he pretended, playing on the stories surrounding Andy Dick. We pretended at the reunion that he wasn't there because he was in rehab, and then he emerges from the back of the theater drunk, fake drunk, and proceeds to walk on stage, make a scene, and throw up on me. And it was all planned.
Yes.
It was all a joke, and of course, Extra.
Yeah. Well, to hear them tell it,
yeah,
he was back on the juice and out of control. And I know he's such a convincing actor, at least when he's playing drunk. That is a part he knows well. That I wasn't sure if he was just off the wagon or just having a good time.
He was pretending.
Hey, MacGyver, how long are you going to screw with that pager?
Until I get it to work.
And you know, the fact that it doesn't work...
Sounds like you guys are doing a comedy bit right there. Hey, how long are you going to screw that pager? Till I get it to work. Sounds like something else is coming, and here comes the joke.
Well, our routine is a lot like a comedy routine, except for no punchline.
No funny.
Yeah, we're both straight men.
That's the alternative comedy. No jokes, no punchline. You've heard of it.
Oh, that is it. And you've been known to do that with Margaret Cho and Kathy Griffin and the rest of the hip young L.A. and New York.
Let me point out that
comics.
there's no such thing as alternative comedy. That is a press creation. Alternative comedy just comes from a literal alternative venue to a comedy club. Doing it not in a comedy club proper, but a venue that is an alternative.
Somebody told me, who the hell was it? Was it Kathy? Kathy said the last time she did one of those things, Margaret Cho was up there telling a story about getting drunk, calling me, and wanting to come over to my house and F me.
Yeah.
F you?
Of course that never happened.
No, it never happened.
Yes, it did.
Oh, yeah, the phone call happened. Oh, yeah. It was a great conversation.
She's very funny, Margaret Cho.
I had to walk over there and F you right now.
She's very funny.
Oh, boy, she's a delight.
She wasn't being funny, though.
No,
although it's kind of funny, though.
Yes, great high comedy.
I was kind of amused, but I was unprepared. You know, it was kind of surreal for me that the All-American girl was talking about coming over on foot, no less, and giving me a good effing.
I still don't know what an effing is.
Well,
I'm still confused.
Let me I don't want to write it
But I like
down.
the sound effects.
Janeane has a book that will be out that she co-wrote with Ben Stiller in May. What's the name of that title again?
Feel This Book, which is kind of stolen from Abby Hoffman's Steal This Book.
Right.
So,
And is there? I would be laughing, but I heard it 10 minutes ago, so I got all my laughs out.
It's not a big belly laugher.
No, but it's clever. I think that we learned from doing a book
I'm sure
ourselves.
this demo out there is going, Abby Hoffman, all right, countercultural icon. We all like Abby Hoffman.
Fight the power. That's right. What's the book on?
It is a sort of a fake self-help book. It's just a lot of advice for young people.
And do you...
by two unqualified adults, Ben Stiller and myself, unqualified to dole out advice, yet we dole it out nonetheless.
It must be great to have successful friends. God, that must be huge.
I guess.
I'm asking you. I'm making that statement.
Is that meaning it's great? It's great for me personally to have successful friends.
Adam wish he had somebody he could call upon for something.
Well,
meaning that you get to co-write a book with.
Well, it's great all the way around. It's great for you that you know Ben Stiller, and it's great for Ben Stiller that he knows you, and you can each weave each other into your new projects and all this. All my idiot friends are still, carpet cleaning and swinging hammers and just wanting to borrow money. And then there's Drew, who's zero help at all. I wish I had some successful Hollywood friends.
What a cerebral, wonderful friend to have in Dr. Drew.
You'll be disappointed tonight, I'm sure.
The ladies love Dr. Drew.
Oh,
the ladies love Dr. Drew. Don't kid yourself.
They certainly do.
Ow! More sound effects.
All right, you ready to take some phone calls, lovable Dr. Drew? Yeah?
Yes, please.
Okay. Let's see. Anthony.
Yeah.
You're 17.
Want to talk to Janeane?
Oh, I
can't hear him though.
Hello?
I can hear him fine.
I can barely hear. I know there's an Anthony, but I can't.
It's not going into our headphones.
Yeah,
there we go.
There it is. Hi, Anthony.
Hi. Just want to say you're doing such a great job speaking out about lookism and about how Christianity is pretty much crap.
Why, thank you. That's a good way to get me whacked by the Christian, but thank you.
What's lookism?
Lookism, I think, is, Anthony and I think, is when people are, in the way that people judge, racism, anything-ism. Lookism is a cultural bias against certain types of aesthetics that don't fit into what we think of as acceptable, i.e. Overweight women, is very taboo, or things of that nature.
I think overweight women are discriminated against more in this society than any other group in this culture. Absolutely. And I've said it many times this way.
And maybe more cruelly.
Oh, yeah. Well, because people don't edit themselves. It's just, hey, lard ass, out of the way.
Well, they're tactless. A lot of people, not everyone, a lot of people are tactless when it comes to females being overweighted. They think as if it's something to be ridiculed and something that... with the Monica, I hate to bring up Monica Lewinsky, but 9 times out of 10, the jokes are aimed at her, what she looks like or what her weight is, as if that's a relevant issue,
right?
For any.
Yeah, it's a little bit cruel that way. The way I would, the example I would use is, I know a lot of guys, and they'd go out with just about anybody. I mean, they go out with the beautiful Asian woman, they go out with the beautiful black woman, beautiful Hispanic woman, but they wouldn't go out with the big fat woman.
Right.
And that's all you need to know. So they do discriminate, but not in the way you would think they would.
There's discrimination against, it's not really gender specific, but it tends to be that the jokes run more towards the feminine side.
Yeah.
Anti.
No, women get a little more of it.
Yeah.
Anthony?
Yeah.
You big chubby guy yourself?
I don't know.
Come on, Lardo.
He's kidding.
Fess
For
up.
some reason, but it's not because I'm big and chubby.
Oh, okay.
I saw you on the Food Network.
Speaking of intake.
Yeah, it's a smooth segue.
Yes, I was on the Food Network.
Is that guy gay?
No, he's got a... well, I don't know. I know he has a child.
Which guy?
The man that co-hosts the Food Network. I'm totally forgetting his name right now. I totally know his name. I've known him since he hosted Comedy Tonight.
Even the grips on the Food Network are gay. Everybody on that set is gay. It's just with today's liberal adoption laws, I'm sure he's able to wrangle the kids.
Is your favorite show on the Food Network?
No, my favorite show is Interior Motives.
Oh, I love that guy.
Mike, do you have that guy?
Look for the areas. Fill that space.
I love Interior Motives.
There is no gayer man, not on TV,
now you guys
on
are
Earth.
Indulging in soundism.
I know, now we're indulging in what seems to be gay bashing. Anthony, I apologize. You're better than that, man. You deserve to hear better out of me than laughing with this one over here about
I can do it. They can do it. You can do it.
And it really brings you down to...
The bar has been lowered.
Lower level, doesn't it?
Listen,
thanks to me.
When I saw that guy on Interior Motives.
We were in Iowa.
We were in an Iowa hotel. I was in a room that was right next door to Drew's room, and Drew picked up the story.
I was in the shower, and I hear this banging on the door. You've got to come out. You've got to come to the television right now. Grabbed the towel, ran over to the TV. What? The earthquake in Los Angeles? What's the problem? And
the world's gayest man is on television. Oh, I love that show.
Reveling in it.
And is up for a NAMI. Up for an Emmy. He's a daytime NAMI. It's a way of condensing nominated and Emmy. He's up for a NAMI.
Again, let me apologize for laughing at the host of Interior Motives. I apologize, listening audience.
I'm sure he's straight as Chuck Heston. Ray?
Yes.
You're 23.
Yes.
What's happening?
Well, my question is kind of for Dr. Drew. Hi, Janeane. And hi, Adam.
Jalene's a nice name.
That's good, too. It's like Nami.
It's sort of like Janine, but nicer.
Oh, yeah.
What's going on?
Okay, well, my question is this. I was engaged for 2 years on and off, and we broke up. And we were very intimate in our relationship, and after we broke up, it seems that...
What does that mean, we were very intimate?
Oh, intimate as sexual and as partners and just everything in life. We were very close. And I broke up with her. And
why?
Well, I felt the love of marriage, and I wanted to be married to her. But I don't know if I felt that I was truly in love with her. And I wanted to be honest with her and me.
Well, I thought there was such closeness. There was a superb connection and such closeness.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean marriage. He's 23 years old. That doesn't mean... You're 23, right?
Yes.
I think I understand. He's saying, but I mean, that's a huge life decision.
No, to say I wasn't ready to get married and I wanted to let her go on her way was a different thing than saying I wasn't sure if I was in love with her. But we had such a perfect relationship.
Well, I was in love with her as a person, but I don't know if I was in love with her, like, 30 years down the road, and we're sitting in a...
All right, you're just not ready to get married, and that's fine.
Yes,
that's absolutely
I think I'm prepared for marriage. I just don't know if I was... It was.
All right, you're not prepared for marriage. I declare you not prepared.
23 is too young.
You were not prepared.
True. But...
Okay, just the way he's talking. I'm in love with her, but I'm not.
Let him finish, Drew, for crying out loud.
Right.
Yes, you're the man. That's why I'm asking you.
All right.
But my question is this: is that after breaking up in such a serious relationship, and I think I don't know, I seem like I'm in a cold stage where, like, no intimacy towards other women, or even.
I don't think you understand that term. Don't use the word intimacy. We'll use other words.
Looking at a woman. Where just, like, when you look at a woman and the excitefulness, it just doesn't seem to be there. And is it something that...
Your libido has gone away.
Okay.
You have no sexual drive, is that right?
I just don't really feel the need for it.
There would be no drive, right?
Jesus Christ.
Ray, you on any medication?
No, sir.
Have you been depressed lately?
Oh, a little frustrated. I mean, just work and
one of the more common symptoms of depression is lack of libido.
Really?
And there's something going on.
Not for masturbation.
Yeah,
because that's when you slip into that masturbatory rage.
I got the essay book out of my car. I want you to read it.
Oh, please. You know what Drew says to me? I see Drew earlier today, in front of 8 people, by the way, in a green room. He goes, "Hey, Adam, I got the Sexaholics book. There's a whole chapter on masturbation I want you to look at."
Yeah,
sitting in front of 8 people I don't know.
Wasn't that last month?
Have some decorum.
What did you go on to say, though?
Hey, you guys, you're not helping this guy who's calling. You just give it a rest here.
I think Adam's chapter was in last month's issue of Playboy. That's what my friend was telling me.
Right. See,
I don't think I'm going to get at it, but there's something up with your ability to have real intimacy.
Okay, I don't know if it's a problem with intimacy or just, I don't know. Is it something that someone goes through when you're in such an intense relationship that you just kind of... You shut down.
How long ago did the relationship end?
I'm sorry, what?
How long ago did it end?
I would say beginning of this January.
You lost something highly idealized, but not real.
Okay.
And as such, there's sort of a depressive reaction to that, and that's normal. But it's a depression built on the loss of a fantasy, and there's something else going on in creating the need for that fantasy.
Ray's doing way too much thinking, and I think he's reading too much too.
I think you guys are being harsh on Ray. I think Ray's brought up some good points, and he's wrought them intelligently, which is more than I can say for a lot of people who talk about these things at 23, saying some intelligent things. I think you guys are very quick to cut him off.
Oh, please.
I'm serious.
I'd like to talk to him some more.
Oh, no, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would.
Let me talk to this Ray.
Him off?
Hold on a second. No, he can still hear us.
Yes, I can hear you now.
All right, Ray, listen to me.
Yes, sir.
Don't think so much. Don't analyze so much. You just got out of a heavy relationship. It's only been a couple of months. You're rebounding. You're wrestling with some feelings. That's fine. That's to be expected.
Yes.
Don't be too harsh on yourself. Don't judge yourself too much. Just relax and see how it goes.
And don't be so
back.
focused on these idealized relationships. They're not real.
All right. Kyle.
Yeah.
Drew's goal is to get everyone who calls into the show to kill himself. Admit it, Drew. That's your goal. Kyle?
He's tired. He just put triplets to bed. He's
the
had
host.
it.
Kyle, you're 18.
Yep.
What's going on?
Well, my girlfriend called me probably 3 weeks back, and she said, "I'm sorry, we can't date anymore. I'm getting married."
That's nice.
How'd she know you were getting married?
She's getting married.
Oh,
yeah. How old is she?
She was 18, too.
She's getting married and she's 18 years old?
Oh, yeah.
That's not a good decision.
Yeah, well, hey, she was going to do it when she was 16, but her dad said no.
So the same guy?
No, different guy.
Where did she meet this person?
She met the other guy when she was going to school, and then now the second guy she met because, she went up to Colorado. I'm in Phoenix. She went to Colorado to help her sister who was like 8.5 months pregnant and getting a little sick.
How old is she?
Her sister is 23.
Yeah.
And
she moved in with her sister?
Yeah, she lived with her sister.
Yeah.
And then after she was up there for about a month and a half, she gave me a call. She was coming down in a couple of weeks. She gave me a call. She's like, hey, I'm not going to come back. I'm getting married.
All right. Well, what is your question?
Well, my question is, I guess my ex-girlfriend before her left me for a crackhead. So I was just wondering I've tried to analyze like my family history. You guys are always talking about that, but I really don't see it, at least in a female type of sense.
Why you would choose this kind of woman?
Exactly.
Well, it basically goes under the large heading of codependency, right? And you might read some literature about that. It's the need to fix people or have projects in people.
Well, no, because I hate that quality in people. I don't look for a fixer.
You get them.
Well, you didn't notice red flags? Like if there's somebody who wanted to get married at 16 and then is prone to falling into another engagement at the age of 18, you didn't notice there were perhaps emotional needs that she had that were too needy, red flags that were there, that this is a girl that feels that there's safety in getting married or safety in such a young age pairing off with a man? Did she seem overly needy to you when you were dating?
No, not really.
It's getting to look authoritative.
Well, you didn't find that when you were that it was a little odd that a 16-year-old wanted to be married when you started dating her?
There were a couple of side comments, but it wasn't like an overtone. I don't know. Maybe I missed it.
How old are you? You're 18?
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's just, 18 is a hard age anyway, and you're going to have a lot more relationships.
Either that or he's the emotionally unavailable, quasi-abusive guy they all want. And this kind of person
I don't mean
for.
to laugh. I'm sorry.
That looks good. Your dad's an asshole?
Yeah, that might be it.
Well, there you go. I mean, if that's your model for how to treat women, they're looking for a-holes sometimes, and they may not stay long in those relationships, and it may blindside you. But the fact that you're not real available is exactly what they want.
Well, your name's Kyle, so you're halfway
But also 18,
home.
how emotionally available is an 18-year-old expected to be?
We've got these clingy, vulnerable guys, too, right? They could go for somebody like that, but they don't.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Kyle?
Yeah.
I hate to give the same advice twice, but don't think about it too much.
All right.
Just pick your partners a little more
carefully.
carefully.
You're in tonight, for crying out loud. Would you use your brain for 2 seconds?
You're young, Kyle.
Listen, he's 18
You're young. Get back out there.
He's 18 years old.
That's
Just,
true.
Relax.
Go to college.
I am.
Just go to, enjoy college.
Not junior college.
Read
We're
more.
Not junior
We're talking
college.
about real college.
Read more.
University.
Okay, good.
Where? ASU.
Okay.
ASU.
So this is junior college with just a larger,
There's nothing wrong
larger
with that.
campus. All right, listen, I shouldn't talk. I didn't go to real college. Victor.
Hey.
Hey, you're 22.
What's going on?
What's happening?
Love your show, so I want to tell you that.
Thanks.
Love you guys. Listened to you guys for a couple of years and everything. Called up to basically talk to Janeane, tell her that I think she's doing a fabulous job. What she's doing basically makes me feel a lot better about myself.
Oh, thank you.
As far as I know, another comment from another caller earlier about the lookism and all that stuff like that. I wanted to know when her book is coming out or if it's out already or anything like that.
I think it's coming out. The book Ben and I wrote, I think, is coming out in May.
Oh, is it?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, these idiots at the bookstore here didn't even tell me. They were like, it's new, it's out, but we don't have it. So
No, it's not out yet.
Okay. Yeah, and basically, I love you. I've almost obsessed over you for the last 4 years.
Whoa.
Other than that, I think you're an awesome person, and you all are awesome people. I try to watch you on Hollywood Squares and all that.
Oh, the humanity.
Who was that? Oh, you guys were on Hollywood Squares?
Yeah, I got a question for
I
you
think
guys
they're
about that.
rerunning
He
that.
has a question about Hollywood Squares.
Yeah, this is the stupid thing. Okay, my roommate was telling me that you guys basically get the answers to the jokes or something ahead of, like the answers to the show.
You get the
ahead of
questions.
time.
You get the questions ahead.
Yeah, so you can basically figure out something clever to say. Is that true?
You try to figure out a bluff is really the idea.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, great.
They give you a
So I
bunch
thought
of
it was on the top of your head and everything.
They
but-
give you some lame ideas for bluffs.
Oh, geez.
But we didn't take any of them, did we?
No, they give you jokes, too.
Yeah.
If
They
you,
actually give you example jokes? Or
Oh,
How
yes.
does that work?
Oh, yes.
And I bet they're hilarious.
Oh, yes.
Retarded. All right, forget it. Okay, well, hey,
Yeah.
know that, Janeane, you're always in my heart. I love
Oh, thank you. Thank
you. And
you
I
very
had to
much.
get drunk to call up and talk to you, just so you know.
Hey, thanks again.
That's
I'm sorry,
all right.
Dr. Drew. I know you're probably upset to hear that.
I'm
but I
not
only
upset,
get drunk
but,
about
You
it.
sound lucid. Good for you. You can hold your mud there. Good
I love
for
you guys, all of you.
Hey, Victor?
Yeah.
The teleprompter just went down here, so I got to go to commercial.
I'm just
we
thinking
got to
about
reboot that
speaking
thing.
of talking about the questions they give you at the Hollywood Squares. Remember they had television cameras there, E.T. or something was doing a story, and I went up and said, hey, well, here's the questions. We're reviewing them. You got all pissed off at me.
True, such a jackass. You know, the E.T. people were trying to do some, trying to do some sort of impromptu interview as we were hitting the stage at Hollywood Squares, and Drew whips out the note cards and goes, yeah, they gave us all the questions, and so we came up with some of our own answers. And I'm like, you idiot, they're not going to air that. The Hollywood Squares people are not going to let you wave around the card that says you get all the questions in advance, Drew.
Quiz show. It's like the quiz show scandal.
But they should know this thing works.
I think a lot of people do know. And
No,
I don't
they're not. My grandfather thought that Paul Lynde was a bona fide comedic genius for 25 years, and he went to his grave thinking that. I mean, I used to watch Hollywood Squares when I was a kid, and he would just go, that Paul, hey, he is so quick-witted. Paul,
but maybe he was writing his own witty retorts.
Paul, what do you do with a lady finger? Ignore it and keep on driving. Oh, my grandfather would fall out of his chair. He is a genius. How quick can a mind work? I wish I'd known what I knew now.
That's why he was the center square.
I'm going to dig him up and tell him this. You want to come to? We're going tonight.
Okay.
Oh yes. All right.
God.
Janeane Garofalo is here. Drew's taking a whiz. I'm going to go to the vending machine. Janeane is going to think about that last break and how she can improve herself, and we'll be back after this.
Loveline. Be right back in a minute.
Hey, Loveline. Dr. Drew's over there. Janeane Garofalo is over here. Got a book coming out in May. She wrote with Ben Stiller. Got a movie coming out. Well, that's not for a while. Is that
not
June?
till August 6th with Ben Stiller and Hank Azaria and Jeffrey Rush and Greg Kinnear and Claire Forlani and Bill Macy. Paul Rubens. Kel from Keenan and Kel.
Paul Rubens, Pee-wee.
It's called The Mystery Men.
Is it comedy?
It's a comedy.
Is it dark?
Hopefully a dark comedy. It's based on the comic book called The Mystery Men.
Who wrote it?
There's many people who wrote it, and the name, again, escapes me of the guy who wrote the original comic book. I'm sorry. I'm so bad with names.
Well, when you get a script like that, do you just make all sorts of alterations?
You make alterations, and you hope for the best that your alterations will be heeded. And in smaller films, they are often heeded. In big studio films like this one, they are less so.
Right, because then it's going to have to go back, get reapproved, and all that other nonsense.
Brent Forrester rewrote the script, I know that.
And one day before, well, somebody call in if you know the guy who penned the original comic strip. Drew?
Yeah.
You ready to go?
Mm.
Chris?
Yes, this is Chris.
You're 18.
Yes. Let me let you know what happened here. Over the weekend, I took my girlfriend to Palm Springs, and we stayed at a really nice hotel and everything, and basically what happened was nothing happened overnight, just went there, crashed and, had a good time, basically, And in the morning, I kind of got in the mood for sex, and, well, I guess, I don't know, we had sex, but it was like she didn't want to. I could just tell she didn't. And, halfway through, she didn't want to, I could tell she didn't want to go anymore, but I still did, and, I feel really guilty about that,
Is this the first time you've done something like that?
Yes, completely.
You could tell she didn't want to because she yelled, "Get off of me, pig."
Well, she said, okay, and I was like, I still kept going, and
Was she a virgin, you say?
Yeah, she was.
But, listen, if someone doesn't want you to have sex, you shouldn't have sex, but when she agreed to go with you to Palm Springs, do you think?
No.
Well,
no.
she must have known something was going to happen.
If they're friends and they're going out, that's not an invitation to definite sex.
Well, we've been together for like 8 months. It's not too long, but still, and I feel really guilty about it because, for one thing, she's 2 years younger than me. I'm 18 and she's 16, so it's already, I know that's underage. And
what about her folks?
Well, her dad really doesn't really care about her that much, and her mom really cares about her, but her dad has always been kind of on the abusive side.
Right.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, and mine's kind of been the same way, actually. My dad used to be abusive, when I was young.
Well, God bless you for having insight. I wish we could contain your behaviors a little more.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Are you going to stay with her?
Have you guys talked about it?
Yeah, and I'm really nervous. The thing that really makes me the most nervous is that there was no protection involved.
Oh, boy.
And that's
Morning after pill. Please,
out.
Chris, for crying out loud. Morning after pill, right?
But not for you, for her.
For her.
Really, well,
you got to do that.
It's been a few mornings, right, though? There's probably been some mornings that have
How many mornings have
transpired.
passed?
well, it was on Saturday morning.
You go right now. Right now.
Okay.
Go to the pharmacy. Where do you live?
I live in San Pedro. That's right.
Oh, California.
Yeah.
What'd you think? He drove
Washington.
from Oregon to Palm
he said
Springs,
Palm
you
Springs.
idiot?
That's right. I'm sorry.
So get a morning after pill. Keep communicating with her. Are you guys still friendly?
Yeah, we are.
Are you going to be boyfriend or girlfriend now?
Well, just no. I'll be with her. I mean, she really still cares about me, but I mean, it's just I really felt really nervous about the whole thing.
Are you guys going to be boyfriend or girlfriend?
Yeah.
You think, or you know?
Well, I don't really know for sure.
You don't sound too into it.
Well, how did the ride from Palm Springs home to San Pedro go?
Oh, it was really shaky. I mean, I felt really depressed, and I was crying some part of the way, and it was. I mean, 'cause I knew it shouldn't have happened, but it went through anyways. And
what was her attitude like?
She was really quiet about it. She didn't say much. She would just really.
Did you at least use a withdrawal method, or are you saying that you went the whole 9 yards?
Well, actually, I pulled out. I mean, I didn't, go all in there, but
get the morning after pill. Right?
You got to get that. Yeah.
Get that pill. That'll reduce.
Why
the risk
didn't
of
you
pregnancy.
use protection?
I didn't. I guess I don't know.
He's asking himself why he did it in the first place.
Yeah.
Well, he's 18.
Well, you won't do it again, right? I mean,
no, definitely not. I mean, I don't want to live like this, Just I feel like I don't know what I should do. I mean, I feel like she could easily be pregnant. I don't want a pregnancy at 16.
Get the morning after.
Your introspection is admirable, and I think you guys should just still keep talking and try and both feel better about it.
Yeah.
Obviously, never do something like that.
I really appreciate you guys' help.
All right, Chris.
We appreciate you for calling.
All right, Chris.
Yeah, let her put a mop handle in your ass or something.
Don't lower the bar anymore. The bar can't go any lower, Adam.
Chris, you're not a despicable bad person.
I appreciate it.
The behavior needs to stop. You've done someone wrong, but at least try to make it as right as possible by getting the morning after pill and staying supportive of this woman. She's going to be connected with you now in ways that you don't even expect.
He's as likable a rapist as we've spoken to.
Yeah,
he really is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could think about it that way.
Normally, I'm not fond of rapists, but I think I can hang out with Chris.
Oh man.
Okay, listen. They'd went out for 8 months. They'd went
you've changed.
to Palm
You've changed
Springs.
since 1992.
Why?
You'd have never tolerated a comment like that from the poor man.
No, but
way back when
he's making a point. Is that he seems so nice and remorseful. We feel for the guy, but he did kind of rape this girl. I mean, she said no, and he said yeah.
I know, but I don't know if this is helping discussing it in this manner.
Right. Okay. Well, get the morning after pill. Keep communication open with her, and I think you guys will get past this.
Yeah.
Catherine.
Yes.
You're 17.
Hello. I was calling to tell you guys that you are so great and you do so much for everybody, and Janeane as well. You guys are just wonderful. And then I have this friend who's 17, just like I am, and she's dating a 25-year-old, and I don't know, I know what position I feel on this because I think it's totally wrong because that whole cheetah thing you did last night, but I don't know what I should say to her. Because
hang on a second, Catherine. I don't know what we're talking about here.
Oh.
Cheetahs?
What
did we do?
Last night, Adam was talking about how there's
retarded wilderness metaphors.
Oh yeah. In terms of the loser older guys that take advantage of the herd.
Exactly. He's 25 and he works at a pizza place and he lives with his parents.
Oh yeah.
So he's sort of 17, but he's 25.
He's 25.
Yeah.
It's the responsibility of the older person not to date the younger person.
Yes, Mr. President.
That's not going to happen, so I don't know what I should say to her about this. I've told her that I think it's kind of stupid, but I don't want to go on about it because she is my close friend.
Well, is she in love with him?
No, she's had sex with him, but they've only been dating for less than a month.
I think you should go on about it, but I don't think you should get involved.
As a friend, you should offer intelligent advice.
Right.
Yeah.
Keep telling her how you perceive her behavior. I mean, I think that's only the responsible friend position to take.
Right.
But don't get involved. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Don't get into it.
And eventually, it's how you define your friends. I mean, if you're hanging around with people that are doing a bunch of stuff that doesn't really fit with you, then you move on.
And it's not wrong that a 25-year-old works in a pizza place, lives with her parents. That's not the issue. But it's a 25-year-old probably shouldn't be going out with a 17-year-old.
Yeah. It's at the limits, I'd say.
Yeah,
it's pushing the envelope.
Nothing wrong with the pizza, but you should really move out of the house.
Just say that to your friend. Your boyfriend is pushing the envelope, and that should settle it all right there.
Christine.
Yeah.
I'm sure that'll fly. You're 19.
Yeah, I'm 19.
What's going on?
Well, I've been doing...
Hold on a second. Let me yell at Drew.
Cut it out. Will you cut it out?
Hold on.
Let me put the cap on the GD pen,
Shut Drew's
please.
mic off and Janine's mic off, please. Jesus Christ. Mike, seriously. Drew, you got some kind of habit about banging the Marks a Lot pen on the console, and it's driving me insane. I've warned you about it a few times, and it's really out of control. You have to go to. Is there some kind of 12-step program for guys who just whack writing utensils on consoles during radio shows? Don't try to talk.
Do I have to separate? I'll send one of you over to 107.
Drew,
I swear to God, I'll do it. Or 91X.
He's like Mussolini. He has to punctuate every sentence with whacking
not Mussolini.
Stop whacking the pen.
He's going to bang his shoe on the podium in a second.
All right.
Okay, this again, it's not helping.
Okay, who are we
talking
to?
Let her talk. She sounds depressed.
Is it Christine?
Yes.
All right. Go ahead.
Okay, well, I've been having sexual relations with an older man, and he's very old, and I'm only 19. Well, he's not very old, but he's 30. And I don't know if it's right or not, but, like, my mom, she, like, makes such a big deal about it. She doesn't know that I lost my virginity to him, but she, like, always over-exaggerates. Like, your friends, you have no virgin friends, and you're the only one, and this and that, but she doesn't know I've already done this.
Why is a 30-year-old man having sex with you?
Me?
Yeah. Don't you think he's a little... Don't you think it's a little bit odd that a 30-year-old is intimate with a 19-year-old?
No.
Why not? Is he a producer?
No.
Okay, there's no excuse.
How did you even meet him?
But he works where I work.
Where do you work? Pizza?
I'm a secretary, no.
Is he married?
Yeah.
Oh,
now, this is just wrong all the way around.
Christine, why would you put yourself in that kind of position? You're worth a lot more than that.
I know.
Right? What led you to feel so crummy about yourself that you get yourself in this kind of situation?
I don't know. I mean, I've had, like, an abusive father, so I don't know. It, like, put me to a corner, you know, and I just had to get away, and he was, like, the only person that would care, you know?
Your dad cornered you?
No, she's saying emotionally put her in a corner.
By whom?
By my father.
Recently?
Yeah.
What, over a certain issue?
No, just, like, about everything, you know?
You're saying emotionally your father is abusive, and so you turn to this 30-year-old man as possibly a father figure?
No, it's just like, I don't know. Like,
yes, possibly. It's definitely a father figure.
Yeah.
And another abuser, by the way.
You really have to question the character. I hate to use a word like character. The character of a married 30-year-old who is having sex. It's not your responsibility to be the mature one in this situation. It's his, and you probably should not be attracted to a married 30-year-old because that's a guy who's not really very trustworthy.
For close relationships from men is abusers, and she's found another one. And this guy is a total, absolute loser. He is a bad guy. Christine. He's a bad guy. He's taking advantage of you. He's taking advantage of his wife. God knows he has kids.
Oh, let me ask this question. Why do all the evil guys get laid so much? It doesn't... Is there a God? Could God be in charge of this plan? Yes, you're evil, dastardly SOB. I'm going to get you blown this weekend. You know, all the evil a-holes are out banging around with the 19-year-olds. I'm home whacking off. I'm a nice guy.
That's your own issue, man.
It is?
That's your own problem. This is, I think, if I were you, you will feel so much better about yourself if you disentangle and disengage from this man. This kid, no good can come from a black deed.
It's hard.
Don't beat yourself up because your dad's being an asshole.
Yeah, don't make it worse. Don't let your father's problems complicate your life further, and this is just complicating your life further and probably going to succeed and make you incredibly unhappy.
Keep people around you that you can actually be close to, and that's typically people within a few years of your own age.
Yeah.
And build a sense of yourself separate from your family, separate from this entangled, really crazy relationship.
It's hard, though.
I know. And take care of yourself, Christine. You're just looking for a hostage to hide out with right now.
Does he say he's going to leave his wife?
No.
Wow, you're easy.
I expect him to.
I mean, wow. Most guys at least lay down that sort of obligatory, my marriage is on the rocks, we're going to break up any month now, don't worry, we'll be together someday. He's not even having to do that.
Yeah,
He's not a good person.
No, he'll threaten. Like, he'll say, yeah, well, I'm not going to do this anymore if you're going to be, like, because sometimes, like, if he's going to already leave or whatever after, I, like, try to keep him there, but it's hard. It's like, if you keep doing this, then I'm not going to come back, and I promise. And I go, every time you promise, you never keep it.
Well, you should just, that's a threat that you would hope that he would make good on. If he doesn't want to come back, God, he's such a loser. Dr. Drew is so right about this. He's just such a loser.
This guy's diabolical.
Yeah.
You pull this crap again, and there'll be no more performing oral sex with me. As God is my witness.
This is like defines narcissism. Here it is.
Yeah, he's a bad guy.
Oh, boy.
Very bad guy.
He found the right one in Christine. And before we go to break, just let me say this. I know I say it every couple of days. Listen, dads, don't screw around with your daughters. This is what happens. You're lucky she's working at a place that doesn't have a pole in it. I mean, guys, we get this all night long. They have somehow sons are more resilient.
They just murder people.
They just kill a few people.
Girls get in bad relationships.
Carjack a few tourists. But women get into really horrible, dysfunctional relationships, and that's a tragedy.
It's all becomes about power relationship with men. Well, that's where the stripping comes in and the prostitution.
The rest of you might as well just take a photograph of your dad, blow it up into a like a cardboard face, cut nostril holes in it, and strap it to every guy you ever see again, because it's all daddy after that. And it's stuff that, by the way, too, Daddy, once you screw up from about 0 to 10, you never get it back. You can do all the making up, you write all the letters from prison you want, get as sober as you like. It doesn't matter. The damage is done. Do not screw with your daughters, or if you're gonna, just don't have them. And please, have some dignity.
And when you say screw, you don't mean literally.
Yeah, that's part of the screwing.
I'll add that to the list.
You mean also emotionally and all of that.
Yeah, don't hurt.
I think some of the listeners might be confused.
Don't harm.
I think the molestation part goes without
saying. Don't abandon.
I know, but I'm saying it's not always about molestation.
Oh, no.
Don't abandon, don't harm, don't neglect, don't yell.
Right. Well, a little yelling once in a while is healthy. Janeane Garofalo is here. We'll take a little break. When we come back, we'll speak to Jennifer. She's 30, hasn't cut herself since 13, but did the other day. I guess that counts then. And wants to know what's going on with that. We'll get into the... we'll delve into the cheerful world of cutting.
Self-mutilation.
Self-mutilation. Thank you. After this.
Loveline, Carolla, and Dr. Drew. The phone number's 1-800-LOVE-191.
We'll be right.
Hey, Janeane Garofalo's got her groove on. Drew hasn't seen his groove since 84. Phone number for Loveline, 1-800-LOVE-191. Janeane's not plugging anything special tonight. She's kind of hanging out, but she does have a book coming out in May with Ben Stiller and a movie coming out in August. Coincidentally enough, with Ben as well. And when we left off, we're speaking to, or going to speak to Jennifer. Jennifer?
Yes.
You're 30.
Uh-huh.
You used to cut on yourself.
Yeah.
Was that treated?
No, it wasn't at the time. My parents found out it was happening, and they didn't do anything about it, and I just stopped doing it on my own.
Interesting. Anything else we should know? Your drug addict history, anything like that?
No, not me. My father was an alcoholic, though.
And
how'd you cut on yourself back then?
Razor blades.
And you know history with substances?
Myself, no.
You've never been suspicious about yourself?
No.
Okay.
Drew doesn't buy it?
No, I just picking up on something.
But isn't cutting about trying to feel something when you don't?
We don't know. That's to make it easy, short. But
don't ever say that.
It's either about
Just
trying
pretend
to
like you know.
release feeling or manage overwhelming feelings as a way of just gaining some mastery over things. And people have all sorts of theories about what the symbolism is of all that. It's just one of those behaviors that people manifest when there's significant emotional turmoil going on.
So why are you back?
Well, what's going on now that's causing you to regress like this?
Well, that's really what I can't figure out. I've been taking Paxil since June of last year, and I've been working on my depression with a therapist, and I thought I was doing okay. And then a couple of nights ago, I just, just grabbed a pair of scissors and ended up cutting the heck out of my arm, and I really didn't.
Maybe some of the old stuff is starting to come up in therapy, and you have no other way of managing it right now.
Yeah, and my father died 5 months ago, and I've been having a hard time dealing with that, too.
All right, and you know a lot of this stuff has been about the alcoholic dad, right?
Yeah.
All right.
You have kids?
No.
Oh, that's good.
We're all happy.
It makes sense to me that you would be having a lot of unpleasant feelings right now, and with your history, there be some behaviors attached to that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that big a surprise.
Hey, did you tell your therapist?
I'm sorry?
Have you told your therapist yet?
No, I haven't. I'll be seeing her on Wednesday, but I'm seeing my doctor who's prescribing the Paxil tomorrow.
Is that a psychiatrist or or primary practitioner?
He's a primary physician.
So he may or she may not be real familiar with what that all means.
What do you think? She needs more?
How much Paxil are you taking?
20 milligrams.
Certainly you could take more, and that's not a huge dose or anything, or maybe there are other medications that might be better for you.
Yeah.
But most importantly, you got to talk to your therapist because she's really the one responsible for your what's going on dynamically with you right now. Okay.
All right.
All right. How long have you been seeing the therapist?
Probably for about 6 months.
Okay.
This when stuff starts to happen.
The therapist's going to start cutting on herself.
Why?
Well, the chick had 17 years of no cutting until she came in to see me.
Well, there is lots
now
of...
she's cutting away.
There's sort of controversy about how much people should be opened up in therapy. Somebody who's getting along okay and has a pretty rough history and has had some horrible behaviors manifest, it's more about containing
That's why I keep to myself.
I understand. That's why you don't even talk to your therapist.
I go to the therapist, we just sit there.
I know.
I talk on the cell phone.
You don't even talk about your major pastime. I can't believe
Napping?
What do you do before you nap?
Sometimes I masturbate after I get up from a nap, Drew. Don't pigeonhole me that way. I'm more versatile than you know. Although I dream about masturbation while I'm napping. That's very true.
He talks about it naturally, doesn't discuss it with his therapist. What is going on here? What is going on here?
He doesn't need to. He talks about it on the air.
That's right.
This is his
but
therapy.
the compensation for being unable to really address it in a real way.
Drew,
this is a legitimate way to address it.
No,
listen,
he keeps doing it.
Listen, I hear one of my
What's wrong? Why is it wrong that he masturbates?
400 times a week.
400? Oh, it couldn't
please.
possibly.
All of a sudden, 175 is 400. Please. Talk about hyperbole. Now, the reason I don't bring it up in the therapist's office is I am on the sofa and I'm so relaxed that I'm scared I'll just reach for my junk. I can't talk about masturbation for 50 minutes without doing it, Drew. You know how that works.
Oh, that's nice. Another sound effect. Very nice.
We're lowbrow here. Johnny?
Yeah.
You're 29.
Hey, Adam, Dr. Drew, Janeane, how's it going?
Good.
Very well, thank you.
I am a long time listener, first-time caller, and what a lucky night to get through and to say hello to Janeane, favorite comedian.
Thank you.
Actually, can I continue singing your praises, Dr. Drew and Adam?
Sure.
Great.
Only for like a half hour, though. Then we got to move on.
And sing on key, please.
Listen, you. I've been listening to Loveline since the late 80s when Dr. Drew was on Sunday nights.
Yeah.
And Dr. Drew, you've been doing a great job, the voice of reason. And Adam, you have added spice to the show the last couple of years. It's really a good chemistry, and you guys are doing wonderful work.
Well, thank you.
Okay, so two things. One, I think I have an answer to a caller's question last week about why men have nipples. And the other thing is that I do a little bit of an Adam Carolla impersonation.
Wait, is the nipples thing going to be a joke?
Okay. No, this is what I learned in an anthropology class.
Can you explain it to us as Adam Carolla might?
well, let me...
I think it's just he begins masturbating. It's a silent impersonation.
So what I learned in an anthropology class is that when the embryo is developing, that the nipples start to develop before the sex of the embryo is determined.
Right.
So that explains why men have nipples.
Well, that's good.
That's logical.
Fair enough.
God doesn't want to take a chance. You could have a nippleless chick, and that'd be a disaster.
Yeah, that won't work out.
Where would she put the pasties?
All right,
Could you imagine,
can I do my
Janine, could you imagine
Or the
life
black
without
duct
nipples?
tape.
Yeah. All right.
He's going to do a question.
Go ahead.
All right, listen, everybody. Drew, just calm down. Engineer Mike, turn off Drew's microphone. Listen, we've got the world's most retarded listeners, I swear. Here's what I've learned from doing the show for, what is
Except
it?
the guy from Interior Motives.
That's Adam on Fire Island.
Designs.
Yeah. But there's no way I sound that gay, Johnny.
Hey, listen, just because I got nappy hair and grew up in the valley, no reason to cut on me.
He knows my Jags, but it's a little twangy.
It's tonally wrong, but a good effort.
Oh, well, all
Good
right.
syntax.
Thanks, Johnny.
I appreciate it.
That's all right.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night, Johnny. Take care.
You need, I can't blame him because his septum is not deviating. You must deviate. You must, cauterize your own
His
nostrils.
voice wasn't truly unpleasant, so we didn't quite have the same experience
Right.
listening to it.
All right. I'm going to lick my wounds, and
We'll go to break.
other
Another
parts
break?
of Drew.
No.
That's the way. That's
Just that we're having such fun, it just flows so quickly.
Melinda's 22. We'll come back. She's a huge. Janine is apparently a huge inspiration to a lot of people. Right? That's nice. It's confusing, but it's nice. All right, we'll be back.
I feel so liquidy.
Really? Why?
You're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. Loveline will be right back.
A little break. It's just for 10 seconds, though. We'll do a little station identification thingy. Janeane Garofalo is here, and we'll be right back with more Loveline in a scant 10 seconds.
This is Loveline on
Radio
Station.
Illegal broadcasters.
92.1 KFMA, Green Valley.
Hey, there's Loveline. Hey, my peanuts. Dr. Drew's here. Janeane Garofalo is here. Phone number, 1-800-LOVE-191. Tomorrow night, are you going to be here, Drew?
Yeah, I'll be here tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm going to use the mic. Teen Help Line? What's that?
It's an organization that runs helplines for kids. How about that?
All right, smart ass. Don't make me shut your mic off again. You know those people?
I've met those people.
Are they good?
Yeah.
All right, so we'll talk to them?
Yeah.
Find out how many pedophiles are in the group?
All right.
There's got to be a handful.
No, it's kids. It's young people themselves man the phones.
Even worse, kids on kids.
All right.
Okay. Melinda,
Yes.
you're 22?
Yes, I am.
What's happening?
I cannot believe that I am on the phone with Janeane Garofalo. I mean, you are like the best. I love
Thank you. Thank you.
I mean, I've seen almost all of your movies. I love your stand-up. I saw you on Politically Correct the other night, and I just think you're so great.
Thank you.
And I am a big girl. I've been a big girl for the majority of my life. And you have just given me such a great outlook on it and kind of made me realize that, hey, I don't have to, think bad about myself. Why should I care what other people think?
Thank you very much. I'm glad you feel that.
I mean, I've always wanted to talk to you, and when I heard you were on tonight, it's like, I've been trying to get on for like the past half hour. So I am just so glad that I get to talk to you. I think this is so cool.
Well, thank you. It's nice meeting you.
Yes, it's so nice meeting you too. And Dr. Drew and Adam,
Yeah.
thank you. I mean, you guys do just such great work for so many kids, and I've listened to you for years now, and I mean, all of you are just very, very good people.
Well,
And
thanks.
keep up the good work, all of you.
You have any problems?
I hope not.
No, actually, I'm finally kind of squared away and got everything going the way it should be, and I'm very happy with my life, and I just wanted to let everybody out there know that it can be done and it will happen when it's meant to happen, and just, everything's a learning experience, so...
All right.
Congratulations. Thank you for calling.
Oh,
that was
thank
really
you.
Nice.
Okay.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
There may be something to this being overweight thing, and here's what I'm saying. Whenever you hear, it's not guys, fat guys never say this, but fat women always go, I am okay with myself, I feel good about myself, I'm comfortable with myself. Skinny people never make that declaration. You know, there's never some skinny guy going, you know, I feel real good about myself. I feel strong.
Well, they don't have to make that declaration because society makes that declaration for them. It's people that are feeling under the gun in some way that need to look within and feel good about themselves because other people traditionally aren't going to compliment them or reinforce them positively. So you have to take it upon yourself to do that.
Black guys will. Black guys like a big woman. I don't know what that is. Drew, I know you know I'm right here.
They say that traditionally, culturally, that's changing now, too.
Really?
That the statistics are showing that now black women are even falling prey to that. And it used to be that that I guess from what I've read, that black women were traditionally more comfortable with their bodies and black culture was more, quote-unquote, forgiving about women's bodies and variety. But now that's even changing.
We're going to have to move to Canada. Black people look better fat. I mean, better than white people.
Now, that's an intelligent statement. Thank you.
They don't look better than thin black people, but they sure as hell look better than fat white people. Do you know what I'm saying? I'd want to, if I was going to be fat, I want to be black, too. I'm going to work on both those things right after the show.
That's your campaign platform.
Drew, I'm going to come back here. You're going to think it's going to be like Al Roker.
It's another break? You're going to go out on that?
No. We got plenty of time.
Okay.
Chris.
Hey.
You're 14.
Yeah.
What's happening?
My girlfriend, she's kind of having, it's just, I feel like she's not being real comfortable being around me. You know, and it's kind of bugging me.
Why not?
Huh?
Why is she
How do you mean?
Why is she uncomfortable being around you?
Oh, she doesn't like come right out and say it, but I can kind of tell. You know, we were at the movies not too long ago, and I bent over and I kissed her on the cheek, you know.
Yeah.
And she just kind of moved back a little bit and looked at me weird. And I had done it before, and she had liked it. But this time she just looked at me hella weird.
Well, how long you two been going out?
Oh, about like 3 months.
Is she 14 as well?
Yeah.
Maybe she's just kind of uncomfortable in her own skin being 14, or just uncomfortable with sexuality or new phases in sexuality.
Or maybe she's just not into Chris right now.
Oh, I love when Drew does that. I love when he drops the axe that way. Could it be she's getting away from you, Chris?
I hope not.
Well, have you talked to her about this?
Yeah, I tried to talk to her a little bit, but she's like, you know, she thinks something of it. She's just denying it totally, I think.
Well, hold on. When you're at a movie theater and you reach over to kiss her on the cheek...
Maybe she was embarrassed by a public display of affection.
Infection.
I was going to say infection. I didn't mean that.
There's always the risk of that. You're right.
No, I've done the same thing. Maybe you're right. Maybe she is just kind of...
But in no way we're going to know without speaking with her. That's the only way. I mean, without you asking her and letting her know that it's serious to you. You really have noticed something, a change.
Why don't you...
Because her insecurity is going to make you feel insecure.
Like everyone there, Janeane Garofalo, I think you're great. Okay?
Thank you.
You are funny.
Thank you.
You're so funny.
Thank you.
And Adam, you are less funny, but still really...
Well, listen, I probably make a 25th of what she pulls down each year, so even if I'm half as funny...
He doesn't have to be.
I'm still a bargain, right?
Still make enough. And Dr. Drew?
Yeah.
You are wise beyond belief, dude.
All right.
He is something.
Congratulations.
All right, Chris.
All right,
I'm done with you now.
Did I
that
mention the
less funny
ladies
BS.
love Dr. Drew?
Listen, when you're 14, you don't know the signs of being dumped.
No, but it's not necessarily being dumped. Let's not be so harsh. When you're 14, you're insecure about a million things. Perhaps she was insecure about being kissed at that moment, or insecure about being kissed in front of other people at the theater, or she was feeling uncomfortable.
This is a trend, though.
Yeah, and guys are just so thick when it comes to reading what young women
yes,
are
but
trying
there's
to put
no
out
need
to
to
them.
make this caller feel like perhaps he
No,
is.
but he needs to be open to that possibility.
There's fine being open with it, but you guys are presenting it in a very harsh manner.
No, okay, but the point
he's
is...
feeling something he wouldn't have called in.
He needs to be able to go to her and encourage her to be open without her, and allow her to feel safe that he'll survive the news if it is something painful.
Understand how thick guys are. We have guys calling the show going, my girlfriend just got married, and I think we should, maybe she wants to break up. It's like, who should get married to? You? No, this other dude. Oh, okay. Maybe the relationship's heading toward the end.
That's not really just like guys being thick. That's just like that particular caller being.
Okay, Drew.
A little stupid.
Yeah, you going to pick a call, or are we just going to... is that the same one? I don't want to talk to two 14-year-olds in a row, Drew.
This is a totally different kind of thing, though.
I know, but, I don't like...
Do it.
I don't feel comfortable making fun of 14-year-olds.
Well, you don't have to make fun of them.
Well, I kind of do, yeah. It's in my contract. Monica.
Hello.
You're 27.
Yes.
What's going on?
I get panic attacks when I talk to men that I'm attracted to.
Yeah. Has this always gone on?
No, just recently with one individual.
Huh. Just one guy?
Yeah.
Why him?
I don't know, maybe because he has a PhD in psychology.
So you think he sees through you?
Yeah. Well, he doesn't know because he's totally clueless.
Is he a teacher?
Yeah.
Are you intellectually threatened by him?
Oh, no.
Yeah, but you shouldn't be doing this, right? It's not going to go... What is that noise?
That's her phone running out of battery power.
Wait, you're saying you get a panic attack when you talk to this particular individual. It's not a plural. You don't do it. You just, with this particular individual, you get panic attacks?
Yeah.
Are you sexually attracted to him?
Yeah.
Are you at junior college?
No, I'm not.
Your teacher.
It's your teacher?
Yeah.
So do you feel like it's like a dangerous thing, like you're sexually attracted and you know you shouldn't be and you feel panicked, but you're so overwhelmingly attracted to him?
No, not really. Because I just see him around. It's not like my teacher,
Okay. So what do you want us to say? Don't be panicked next time you talk to him. How about that?
No, because I've never had a boyfriend either.
What was your dad like?
He was fine.
Was he sort of a very authoritarian kind of guy?
My mother is.
You're 27. You've never had a boyfriend?
Yeah.
Why not?
They don't like me.
Why?
Well, okay, I'm on medication now, but I have attention deficit disorder, which is really worse than Adam's.
And Adam's is bad.
Why am I considered the low mark for every example of someone who's on meds, Drew? I blame you for that.
Maybe you should take some Adderall or something. I don't know.
So, listen, I don't like you.
Hey, he's kidding. He's totally kidding. He's totally kidding.
Listen, you've never had a boyfriend.
No.
But it's not because you have ADD.
No, because I have behaviors that go along with it.
Like what?
Why? I don't know.
Like what kind of behaviors?
Well, I can't connect thoughts a lot of times, and people think that I'm just crazy.
You're saying like when you speak verbally, you have a hard time connecting, making full sentences or make coherent statements and things. Is that because of panic, or that's like a chemical synaptic misfiring or something?
That's because my brain's going too fast, and I forget.
What else is going on, Monica?
Huh?
What else is going on in your life?
Nothing.
Do you have a good job? Are you in school?
Well, I used to have a good job. I'm in school now.
Are you happy in school?
Yeah, I am.
What school are you going to?
I can't tell you that.
Yeah.
How'd you lose the job?
Junior college.
I didn't lose the job. I quit. I was working with state, and then I went to school.
Okay. Well, here's the deal.
Better education.
Okay, Monica?
Yes.
Forget about this one guy. Just think about guys in general. Get a date.
Yeah, but that's not that easy.
I know it's not. Believe me. But
you're still young.
You're
still young.
You're in college. Just to bat your eyelashes a little and hang
You're
out
going
by
for the
snack
one
shack.
guy that if he goes for you, it means he's flawed.
Right.
It's his professional responsibility not to be dating people he's teaching, or students. And I'm sure that the institution has ethical guidelines that make that very clear. So if he goes for you to disturb a person, it's a bad move for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, this dating thing's not all it's cracked up to be anyway.
Yeah, it's not all that great a goal.
No. People look at it as some kind of holy grail in life. It's really it's a road. It's paved with heartache, blame, hurt, anger, darkness.
Adam, a little cathartic here.
Oh, really? Did I go on too long? Amber, the girl who called up Loveline and who used the name Amber.
Yes.
Thank you. You're 14.
You forgot you picked that name. It's a pretty name, though.
I was falling asleep.
Oh.
I see.
You were on hold for 15 minutes, honey.
Maybe he's late. How old are you?
I'm 14.
See, she's tired.
Okay. I blame Drew for that. What's going on?
Well, I'm bisexual.
Uh-oh.
At 14.
Yes.
Oh, I'll tell you, we could start the gambling right now. I know it's cruel, but we could start the gambling right now. You want to gamble?
Sure.
Let's do some gambling. Hang on, Amber. Hey, Amber?
Okay.
We're going to be gone for about 2 minutes. Don't nod off.
Okay.
All right. Hold on. I know she's only 14, but she got the serious little girl, sort of young little doe in the headlights. Are you putting a buck out for me?
What the hell's going on here? You guys throwing money at
All I got
gambling.
is $5. You got any money?
Not for this kind of crap.
Oh, please. You want me to plug that book again? Come on.
Hang on, I got a 10 spot.
There you go. I'm putting a $5 in, Drew. What do you think? All right?
All right.
Janine, seriously, get a buck out.
All right. I don't like gambling on the youth of America like
Well,
this.
we're not really gambling on her. We're just
Were you
kind
going to gamble on her eventual sexuality here?
No,
You're throwing in money?
we're gambling on her past.
Predictions.
Yeah, but you know what? You guys are a little. I find it a little alarming that you get. What's your dad like? I think you guys are. It's not. I think sometimes that lets people off the hook a little too easy. Was your dad this? Was your dad that?
Yeah.
There's a buck.
We're just trying to get at the root of the evil here, and it usually
Yeah,
is.
but you can't really do it in these little sound bites that easily.
Oh, yes, we can. Listen, I don't come on to your...
You don't come
what
to
the
my
hell
show
do you do?
and dispense something, dole
That's
out
right.
something.
That's right. Okay, good. Everyone's got a buck out. Drew, you want to go first?
She is really pissed at Mom.
Pissed at Mom?
I'm going to say Mom is like a drug addict, and a neighbor kid got at Amber around the age of 8, and there we go.
Neighbor kid.
Yeah, but with the addiction in the family, probably Mom.
Same-sex neighbor kid?
Yeah.
Ooh, about age 8.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Okay, we're gambling on the past, Janine.
I'm going to gamble that there is absolutely no way to make a guess at this point.
Okay, so
judging by the sound of her voice and what she has said, being bisexual at 14.
Here's not a bad gamble.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you go with everything's fine? She's just a little bi-curious.
I guess she's bi-curious. We haven't heard what her problem is,
we don't
what's
need
going
to.
on.
We don't need to.
I think you're throwing money on the table a little prematurely here.
Well, then why don't you just put your money where your mouth is and just go with no problems?
I'll go with no problems. For
Okay.
15, Jack?
All right. I'm going to go with, so you say Mom?
You gotta go with Dad.
Mom. All right, I'll go Dad.
Well, why don't we get to it for crying out loud?
What would that?
The dad abuse, left the family, sexual abuse, beat up on Mom a little, then left. That's what I'm going with.
Okay.
Amber?
Yes.
Okay. What's going on at home?
Everything at my house is pretty much okay.
God, if I
Thank you,
have to
Amber.
If I swear to God, you know how Janine's going to get that $1? I'm going to eat it and pass it into her purse. Amber, there's got to be something else
I have
going
a
on.
chain wallet.
Better yet. There's got to be more here, Amber. Where are your folks?
But why are we treating it like it's a problem that she's bisexual at 14?
Well, we just let us
We'll tell
probe
you,
a
we'll tell
second,
you,
then we'll
Okay.
get to it. Are your folks together?
My parents have been divorced since I was 3.
3.
Yeah.
And do you know why they got divorced?
I really don't know. I don't really care
Okay.
Why don't you care?
because it's in the past and I don't like to think about it.
But you have a relationship with both your parents now?
Yeah, but my dad's kind of flaky.
What's his deal?
He never really was there for me, like through my childhood.
Mm-hmm.
And he married a wonderful girl, and that's when we started getting close. And then she died on Christmas Eve, 2 years ago.
What happened to her?
And
What happened to her?
she had a heart attack.
Oh my God! Wait a minute. How old was she?
She was 35.
Now 35-year-old women don't have heart attacks unless they're doing cocaine or something.
She did a lot of drugs. And
Okay, there's the addiction. Okay.
But she's my
So-
stepmom, though.
I understand, but you grew up around that, right?
Kind of, yeah.
Well, your dad was head over heels in love with a coke addict.
That would also mean your mom probably had some alcohol stuff going
No,
on.
my mom is a straight bullet. She is a wonderful woman.
Well, it shouldn't have to be bad.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
just
saying that it's
mean-
bad. This is what creates Amber at 14. Okay, and did somebody do something to you, and then somebody your own age at some point?
Well, when I was in, second and third grade.
8?
No.
You're 8 in third grade.
It's not about winning, Drew. This
No,
is not about winning
it's all
money.
about it for Drew.
Dr. Drew is right.
What happened when you were 8?
We lived in apartments, and these 2 boys who were probably 15 or 16 at the time,
Sexually abuse you?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
So, That's it, Janine.
There goes my dollar.
But the point is, that's the point.
Now I got to eat Drew's dollar.
And that's why...
Drew, open your purse. Oh.
Sorry, Amber, we're not laughing.
But I mean, that's the point, Gene. You can predict this. It's very easy because humans are just like any other animal.
I know. I just think sometimes a little bit our culture's getting a bit over therapized a little bit.
But we're just talking about behavior. What creates behavior in the present, and this is what creates an Amber in the present. A 14-year-old has to stand up at Thanksgiving and announce that she's bisexual to mom.
Yikes!
But Amber, the need to tell mom anything has meaning behind it, because the average 14-year-old is not anxious to get up and discuss.
Wait, when did
details.
she say she stood up at Thanksgiving?
But this is the point. This was her calls. I've got to tell mom I'm bisexual.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's not an average 14-year-old impulse, especially if they have something that they are struggling with. The last thing they want to do is to bring mom and all their feelings into it.
All right. Have you had an experience with a woman?
Yeah.
Oh, you have?
Mm-hmm.
How old were you when that happened?
I was 14.
14.
So same age you are now.
Yeah.
And what about any other experiences with a man?
I've had sex once.
Uh-huh. And your dad, I'm trying to get a buck back. He ever hit your mom?
Nope.
You sure?
I'm positive.
Yeah, they hide it very well.
See, money is confusing the whole issue here in this room.
All right. So, Amber, here's what we're saying, and here's why we launched into this. You've had a lot of confusing things, to say the least, happen in your life. Doesn't mean that you're not bisexual or lesbian or whatever you are, but there's a lot of confusion that's sort of propelling it. So when there's confusion, why don't you just sort of pull over and take a rest?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, don't make any moves. This is going to make you more confused.
Right. You lost your stepmom. You were dealing with addiction growing up. You were sexually abused at a young age. There's a lot of stuff to deal with. And if you start trying to deal with it by finding relationships, it's only going to be acting out the chaos. It's not going to be resolving it. It's going to be recreating it. Okay?
All right, Amber?
I guess so.
That was confusing to me, too. I think Amber's confused.
All right, Amber, here's what we're saying. You're 14. Just sit tight for a few years. Don't get launched in any direction sexually. You got a lot to sort through. Don't make any announcements. Just go to the 9th grade and, take it day by day. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And as always, read more.
Good. Read more. Or at least look at more pictures like I would do. Well, listen, she was had something happen to her when she was in the 3rd grade, which is about 8 years old, 8 or 9 years old.
It's 8 years old.
It's 8 years old, which Drew mysteriously called. Her mother was not into drugs, but yet her dad broke up with her and hooked up with a coke addict, which means we know that her mom was into something.
I don't know. It sounds like we were leading the witness just a little bit here.
Well,
just a little bit on this show.
Well, I don't know about leading the witness. She said her stepmom was a very loving woman who died tragically at 35. Mm-hmm. And when we asked why...
yeah, but you're making the leap that her biological mom might have been into something, too, which is completely unfounded.
No.
That's not a leap.
It's as unfounded as Drew knowing she was felt up at 8.
Yeah, I still feel there's some leading the witness, and we have no way of knowing what actual chronological times and dates are from some of the callers, because I sometimes think they agree with you.
Drew said somebody did something to her at 8. How would you explain that? That is my only question. You don't have to answer it.
I don't want to get into it, but I'm saying I lost a dollar.
Yeah, me too.
I'm in pain.
Janeane Garofalo is here. She's now bitter. She was riding
and
the
dollar poorer.
Riding the crest of life about 5 minutes ago, but then the abuse thing came up. Drew, who are we going to talk to when we come back?
That's interesting.
Farrell, his 28 ex-wife became gay. How will this affect their 5-year-old daughter? That is interesting. I get the impression that Janeane and I are going to get in a fist fight after this. So hang around.
I feel so liquidy.
Really? Why?
You're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla.
Hey,
what we have to do is do a study if what happens in the clinical world in an office is the same as what happens on the radio, because it's the same.
All right.
It's the same.
We're just having
There's no difference.
Okay, Drew. Janeane Garofalo's here. We're having a spirited debate with her.
Having a philosophical debate.
spirited philosophical debate. Then a commercial while I eat pretzels, and Janeane poses for pictures because she's a big celebrity. She's got a book coming out with Ben Stiller in May. Got a movie coming out in August with Ben Stiller and a cavalcade of celebrities. She'll also be in Caroline's in New York. That'd be April, we think, 14th, 15th, and 16th. Although I figured out that if you come around...
It's Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
If you come on either the 14th or the 15th, you'll probably catch
around the
her.
Ides of April.
Right. And she'll be there with Mark Maron and Craig Bierko. Yes. What a name. It's got beer right in it. Farrell?
Yeah.
You're 28?
Yeah.
What's happening?
Hey, you know, I'm having a little problem with this. My wife, we got divorced here about a year ago, and she decided that she was going to be a lesbian, and she moved in with this girl, and my daughter comes and tells me things about she sees her and her girlfriend kissing on the couch, and I'm just wondering, is that going to affect her, or am I just...
Does she see you and your girlfriend kissing?
Yeah.
Okay, it's the same.
Yeah.
Oh, please, Drew, don't get all liberal all of a sudden.
No, that's the same.
I agree with Drew.
That's a little more confusing.
It depends on how you handle it. If you're enlightened about it and communicative about it, there's nothing wrong with two women kissing on the couch. There's nothing wrong with a man and a woman kissing on the couch.
Listen, groups of men put down money to watch women kiss on the couch.
I think in general you don't expose kids to sort of overt sexuality at 5, but to have just affection, that should not make a difference.
Well, you got to look at it this way, Farrell. She's going to be hip to the whole alternative lifestyle thing. You know, I mean, that's going to be part of her life. You just get her used to it a little bit early. So it's not going to warp her mind or anything, but I agree, whether it's heterosexual or lesbian love, it's best to sort of keep it under wraps in front of the kids.
So you think I'm just freaking out over nothing?
Yes. As long as they're good people. And
it's the quality of care of the child that's more important, not the sexual proclivities of the parents.
Yeah, I think you're freaking out because your wife left you for another chick.
Maybe I'm just a little jealous.
Yeah. Yeah.
But is your ex-wife a good parent?
Yeah, she is.
Right.
So that's the most important thing.
Do you blame yourself, Farrell?
Oh, I don't know if I blame myself.
That's the male grandiose ego.
Yeah.
It
caused her to be gay.
I think I could turn a chick lesbo. I really do. I know I could. I'm not complimenting myself either. I have that sort of negative power. Hey, Farrell?
Yeah.
Do you have a new girlfriend?
Well, kind of, sort of.
Yeah. I'm sure you're not setting a great example either, though, right?
In fact...
Sure,
Asian hookers paraded in and out of the house. And
having spent a little time now with Farrell here, I'm going to say his wife having become gay is a distinct advantage, because imagine the kinds of guys his ex-wife would have brought around.
That's true.
It would have brought around abusive, child-molesting guys.
Why?
Well,
Farrell?
Oh, here we go again.
Farrell, you're a good guy?
Yeah.
All right.
And you're a good parent?
I'd like to think I am.
All right. Where do you don't work around metal, do you?
I drive a forklift.
What's it made out of? Balsa? No. Driving a forklift. That's close. What do you move on the forklift?
Basketball units.
You move basketballs?
No.
Units
portable
of
basketball equipment, like, you know.
Like
sporting goods.
There you go, sporting goods. That'll work.
All right.
When you say you like to think of yourself as a good parent, what does that mean?
Well, yeah, I see my daughter on the weekends, and I pay my child support, and I try to be there for her her school activities and stuff.
All right. That sounds good, Farrell. You never use the forklift as everyday transportation, do you?
No.
When you've taken cough medicine, hopefully you're not utilizing the forklift.
That's right.
They'll say I have a label not to do that.
I like those forklifts. You know why? So they got the big weight in the back of them, and they smell of propane. I like that. And you can do them indoors. Drew? We're going to 2? Mick?
Yeah.
You're 28.
Yeah, I got a little bone to pick with you guys, because I've been listening to you for a long time, and I agree and I disagree with a lot of things you say, and of course I always more or less agree with Drew. But I'm an older female, and my choices in men as I've gotten older have become slim to none, especially men that are single, men that don't have kids, men that haven't been previously married, for example. And a lot of the guys that I find myself dating are between the ages of 19 and 21, 22, and that's unfortunate, but I don't look that old anyway.
Well, we would not We would not take issue with that.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
19 is a little weird, but 20, 22, that's normal. That's
Yeah, but
28.
as I've gotten older, it's just becoming very stressful for me because I'm looking at it going, wow, I'm getting up there. And then you were talking with the girl earlier about dating a guy that was 30, and he was less than 11 years older.
And she was 17 or so, 18.
No, she was 19.
28 is very young, by the way.
Yeah.
That's very young.
When I was
You
19,
still have
I
like
dated.
placenta on you at 28, don't you?
Excuse me?
When you were 19, what?
28 is very young. Just remember that.
I'd like to think so.
It is. It's very
I
young.
don't I'm not ready for the marriage thing. I'm not ready for commitment. I'm just not ready yet.
That's fine.
I'm still trying to discover what it is I want in life. But
Great.
when I was 19, I dated a 30-year-old, and everyone put that pressure on me. Oh, do you have that father complex? You're dating this guy. Even my mother said, is there something that I should know about? And I was like, well, Mom, sometimes that was the maturity level I was looking for at that particular time. And no, he wasn't married or anything, which is a good thing, which, she had that problem, unfortunately. I disagree with dating a married man. But
Well, Mick, you sound like someone with almost no issues, so...
I have lots of issues.
Oh, my God.
Get her a magazine rack. She's got a lot. No, I agree with you. Sometimes there's a lot of too much of these go-to things like, do you have a daddy issue? Do you have that? That's a philosophical debate we were having during the commercial break. But I do think that there's times where the age gap between 19 and 30 is too great, and it seems like responsibly it doesn't allow the 19-year-old to be 19.
I agree.
And therefore, I think it's the responsibility of the older person to allow the person to be 19 and date within their age bracket.
It matters which 19-year-old and which 30-year-old, and this was the wrong 19-year-old with the wrong 30-year-old.
And perhaps in this case of what you're talking about, it is appropriate. Although 28 is so young, I can't believe you're having a hard time finding other 28-year-old guys.
Sums up with Mick.
You said you have lots of issues. What are they?
Well, I even spoke to you guys 2 years ago about, I hadn't ever reached a climax before, especially with a man, and you guys gave me your advice, get in the tub, drink some wine. That was Adam's go for it attitude, and Drew's like, yeah, if you haven't found it by now, but, keep trying. But no, I have, issues that I'm dealing with now is just trying to figure out why I feel like I'm in between stages. I came out here to study acting, just like most everyone else in this area, and I fall in this field where it is a love-hate situation because everything you do out here, age is everything. And so when you mentioned 28 is young, I'm like, oh, God, I wish.
Yeah. You know what, though? I swear to God, I was talking to some people today about Nancy Walker. You know her as Rhoda's mom and the Bounty Woman?
And also from Macmillan and Wife.
Right. Her career didn't blossom until way after menopause. So I think to myself, there are some constrictions on age, but Janeane, I don't know.
I'm 34.
You're 34.
I'm 34 years old.
All right. So you're a good 6 years from 28, and you're still working your little hiney off. And I'm sure you'll continue working in this business, at least until Ben Stiller dies, in which case he may...
Why, thanks, Adam. What a nice thing to say.
You'll be working in this business until you're done. And no one's going to tap you on the shoulder at 39 or 41 and tell you it's time to get out because it's your birthday.
It depends on what road you go down. Like as a character actor, I have all kinds of leeway and all kinds of longevity, and as a stand-up comic. If you're going for the ingenue roles, this town is cruel about such things, but you shouldn't set your sights just on the ingenue role.
I got news for everybody. How many guys you think could be the next renegade guy, Lorenzo Lamas' part? You know what I mean? How many guys can take their shirt off? How many guys look good in a leather vest with no undershirt on? You know what I mean? I mean, everyone's constantly talking about this age and everything, but do you know a guy who could play a leading man role? Do you know a guy who takes his shirt off and has ripped abs and a big bicep? No, most of the guys you see walking around town have got a gut, and they're not playing leading men type. They're playing character parts and so on and so forth.
Yeah, 28 is very young. You shouldn't put that pressure on. You shouldn't be part of the problem and think of yourself as that way.
Don't act. That's the problem.
Yeah, acting is a pain in the ass. Don't do it.
Rick.
Hello.
You're 35.
Hi, Adam.
Hi.
Drew. Janine, I absolutely love you.
Thank you.
I loved Clay Pigeons with Vince Vaughn.
Thank you.
That was super. I think you make a great FBI agent.
Thank you.
Adam, I think you're terrific. And Drew, I loved you up here in Seattle.
Oh,
do it every day.
I did a daytime thing in Seattle.
As Janine said from one of her movies, did you love him or love him?
No, it's okay to love him, but just don't love him.
Right.
Yeah, in that manly kind of way. Now, I'm trying to develop a relationship right now with a woman. I've known her for a few years as an acquaintance. 2.5 years ago, she had a brain tumor, and the surgery has caused some mental problems in terms of she, after the surgery, did have a psychotic event, had to be hospitalized. And now she's got chronic depression, some short-term memory loss, but her long-term memory is unaffected. She's really just a wonderful person.
That's really the worst part of the memory, if you think about it.
Yeah. She remembers all
You can remember your uncle sodomizing you in the basement, but you can't figure out where you put your keys. That's great. Oh, great.
But she's got no health insurance right now, and so she is on medication.
Oh, boy.
She really needs help in terms of...
Go to the university. You're right there.
Well, she's really been great at knocking her head against the social service wall and not getting a lot of support out there. I'm trying to see what I can do in terms of structuring support, because I'd love to develop a real relationship with her.
Well, what about the university?
She's talked to several of the people at the University of Washington. They're unable, unless she can come up with some sort of matching fund. She has to pay at least a co-payment of some sort. And she's been unable to come up with that. And I could help her out with that, but, how far and how long.
She may only need a couple of visits just to get things going. I mean, if she has got a brain injury, which is really what we're talking about here, the biology is something that requires pharmacology to fight, and God knows she probably needs some seizure medication, too. I mean, that's awful, that she should be chronically ill with a treatable condition and be disabled by it, or at least have her function and relationship significantly hampered by it.
If she was in prison, she'd be fine, though, right?
That's right.
She'd get all the care money could buy. What is a good state to be in, by the way, Drew, if you need this kind of help?
Denial?
Well, no,
oh, I see.
No, I mean, if you got if you have medical problems and you can't pay for them, is it better to be in one place than another?
Nutley, New Jersey.
I figure you're here, so it must not be in California, right?
California's pretty good that way. I don't know how it compares to other states, though. Should she try moving to some place that has more liberal standards or something like that? I don't know how to answer that. I don't know how to compare one with the other, but that's a great question.
Oh, it is?
She should ask social services that.
Drew's never said that to me before.
Well, it's interesting. That's never, I've been involved in county facilities and whatnot, and that was never something we thought of. So you should move to the state, at least not in this state.
All right.
But I think what he's saying is, what can he do to help?
Right.
To structure support. I think he sounds like he's coming from a great place. Just your enthusiasm and your desire to help her is just a great thing.
I agree.
And if you want to kick in a few bucks,
yeah,
that
you
wouldn't
got
be
some
bad
money?
either. Yeah, enthusiasm only goes so far.
Probably wouldn't be that bad. That's the thing. She could go to the university.
We have $13 on the table here.
And
all right, go to the university. Rick, you dip in your pockets a little bit. Let me say, Rick?
Yeah?
You're not gay, are you?
No.
You never were?
I will admit to having practiced a little bi-curious.
Oh, okay. All right. Just playing a hunch.
So you could gamble on me if you wanted to.
No.
Janine won't be able to tolerate another Adam tirade.
No, I've dealt with all my issues.
All right. You got all out of your system.
Yes.
Okay, Rick. God bless you.
Bye-bye.
Take care of yourself and that lucky woman of yours. Janeane Garofalo is here. We'll take a break. We'll be back.
Call Loveline on 92.1 KFMA.
Nate. It's Loveline. Janeane Garofalo is here. Got a book coming out in May. Ben Stiller and her both worked on it. And got some dates coming up at Caroline's in New York, 14th, 15th, and 16th, middle April sometime. Look for also a movie coming out in August. And Drew has nothing.
Coming out anytime.
Anytime. That's absolutely true. Nathan.
Yeah.
You're 14.
Hello.
Hey.
What's happening?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Hello, Dean.
Hello.
So what's good? I'm kind of nervous to be on the phone, so.
That's all right.
Take a deep breath.
So, yeah, I've been going out with, actually, I'm not really going out with this girl, but, like on last Saturday, I banged her and stuff, and I don't know, she hasn't...
Wait, you what? You did what?
I banged her.
That's not... There's got to be another way you could put that.
Where'd you go to finishing school, Nathan?
You had sex with her.
No. Oral.
Oral.
Oh, I guess I don't know what the kids are talking about these days. You had oral sex with your sort of girlfriend.
Kind of.
You gum banged her?
Yeah.
Don't use slang. It's not becoming.
14 having oral sex.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that?
Janine asked about made-up
It's like going to Vietnam when you're 14.
Made up.
Yeah, you didn't do that.
So what's the problem?
Well, she hasn't been calling me, and I don't know what's up.
Did you lose your retainer?
No.
Maybe she's not feeling comfortable. Maybe she's feeling insecure now that this happened.
I don't know. Because, like, she's done it before in the past, and I'm not sure.
With you?
No, with other people.
How many? How many?
What's that?
How many other people?
Yeah.
How many other
I
people?
don't know. I'm not sure.
Where were you guys when this went down, so to speak?
Well, we snuck out of my friend's house, like at 1 o'clock, and then we went down to my friend's girlfriend's house, and they were all spending the night there.
Yeah. And you had oral sex with her?
Like I fingered her and stuff.
Did you have oral sex with her?
I don't know.
Do you know what that means?
I think so.
Yeah.
You know what you're using to communicate with us right now on the phone?
What?
I mean, your mouth?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know the Oral-B? It's a kind of toothbrush?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oral sex is when you have contact with your mouth and her.
Well, no, I didn't do that.
Sex organ.
You did the finger thing. You imagine the look on Nathan's face. We're having an oral quiz today, class. And Nathan, like, turning beet red and running out of the back of the place. There's no way I'm going down on Mrs. Parker.
So you manually stimulated your sort of girlfriend?
Yeah.
And the problem is that now she hasn't spoken to you since it happened?
Yeah.
And you're feeling badly about that?
Yeah. Because, like, I don't know what happened.
Did you like her?
Yeah, I really like her, but I don't know.
Well, have you tried talking to her about why you haven't communicated since it happened?
I don't know, because, like, I haven't been able to see her.
Asking her out?
Huh?
Have you thought about asking her out again?
Well, she just broke up with somebody.
Right, and then you can ask her out.
And then, like, I don't know, I haven't seen her, and she doesn't give out her number. She gives out her pager number.
Oh, okay.
And so I can't get a hold of her.
You know, I'm picturing the...
That wasn't me that said whatever, by the way. That was a pre-taped drop.
I'm
I would
picturing
never throw in a whatever like that after I asked him not to use slang.
Remember when Tina Turner played the Gypsy Acid Queen in Tommy?
Yeah.
I'm kind of picturing that as Nathan's date.
Nathan, I would move on. Move on.
I don't think Nathan has much of a choice, but, jeez.
And also, you're too young to be...
Yeah. Although,
honest.
let me tell you, the
I don't
whole
know.
finger thing, as soon as you get into college, it's gone. I don't know what it is, but the whole idea of getting your digits in somebody, it's just, it's not alluring anymore.
That's not what I heard.
After you've had oral
College
sex,
kids
that's it.
love manual stimulation.
No.
Don't kid yourself, Adam.
Yeah, it's a stepping stone. It really is. Oral sex, or just sex.
This isn't helping Nathan at all. Nathan, don't feel, unless you, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what these kids are doing these days.
All right, Nathan's confused. She's confused, and I think Nathan's in way over his head.
Over his head. He could ask her out again, but it's probably a best thing for him if he not go on with
Didn't give her his number.
Nathan, read more. Get a book. Get a book.
Natalie.
Read more.
Hello.
You're 21.
I can tell you what's wrong with the kids today.
Well, you are a kid today. You're 21.
Yeah, but him, 14, come on.
What's wrong with them?
Oh, he didn't even know what he was doing, and he still did it.
He does not have a good grasp on the Queen's English, first and foremost.
So what's wrong with... I'm still not clear what's wrong with kids today. Natalie.
I think she was being funny.
Yeah, 14 and doing that, that's just...
She's being facetious, Drew.
I see.
Yeah.
Let her ask her question.
Must be your dad, Drew, right? That she would be facetious like that? Go ahead, Natalie. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I love you.
Thank you.
That's why I'm calling.
Thank you.
Hello, Drew. Hello, Adam.
Hi.
You guys are great, but Janine, you are the best.
Thank you.
You are like an inspiration to me.
Thank you.
My question is, I've seen you
Jesus,
on
Richard Simmons doesn't have this many followers. he really doesn't. What the hell's going on?
I meet
What
them
are
all in
you
the
doing?
supermarket, too. I crash my cart into them, and they go nuts.
I mean, you do some movies and you do some stand-up. Where you're like Gandhi all of a sudden.
She's honest.
Thank you.
You can't find that everywhere.
Thank you.
And that's my question is, you're on all these talk shows, and you've got all kinds of different people asking you questions, and then these two, and you're outgoing, you got something to say with everyone, and how do you do it?
I read. I'm a voracious reader.
Really?
No, I'm
Look
kidding.
up
I would say to
voracious.
people, read more. No, I don't know. No, thank you for saying that. And I don't know how to answer that because it would sound like I was being arrogant, saying, "Well, I have a lot to say to a lot of people." But
You do.
when I guess it's incumbent upon the guests on any show to have something to say. So
Yes.
I guess it just appears like I have a lot to say.
I think my favorite thing you ever said was you came on some talk show and you were just wearing like sweats or something, and you said, "I will wear this until designers make clothes for people like me."
Oh, right. That's when I was on Conan. I was wearing pajama bottoms that I had worn for a week straight as a statement. I remember. Yeah, wow, you have a good memory. That was a long time ago.
I know. I love that, and I just every time I see you, I'm like, I love that girl.
Thank you.
All right, Natalie, I can't let people gush about people other than myself for more than 2 minutes.
Thank
All right.
you.
Hold on.
Bye.
Mental note, champion the fat chick cause went on. Conan next. All right.
Stop. I hate fat chick. Adam, you are.
I'm telling you guys, that is what's won over all these people. Not that you don't have a wonderful sense of humor, but we have people on this show with a sense of humor, and they don't have this sort of allegiance, or this kind of.
Well, it's only
dedicated
been like
following.
4 people who've called. You're making it sound like there's. I'm sure there's a million listeners out there who despise me, who don't find anything valuable in anything I have
I'll
to
have
say.
to cling to that, Drew.
It's very subjective.
Leah,
Yes,
you're 22.
I am.
What's going on?
And by the way, the whole fingering thing, it doesn't go away at college.
It doesn't?
No.
No, it doesn't.
Very much a forefront.
But I wish the phrase would go away at
Right.
college.
But the
There's
smell-
nothing more unseemly than the phrase
Yeah.
finger. Like when he said that was just not cool.
The smell my finger thing goes away at some point, doesn't
But
it?
Pull My Finger is a classic. That
Oh,
old
yeah.
chestnut of Pull My Finger never gets old.
Thanks, Drew.
Again, that was not me. That was a radio drop-in. That was not me who made that noise.
Leah?
I'm supposed to be doing a paper right now instead I'm on the phone for 45 minutes just because I want to say hello to Janeane Garofalo.
Hi.
69 minutes, by the way.
Whatever.
I'm looking
my
at it.
taxes instead.
All right. Well, say hi.
And Janeane, if I don't know if you're available or not, but I have a friend who's really interested in marrying you.
Hey.
How do you feel about Jewish lawyers?
I'm a fan of the Jewish lawyer as a rule. I'm actually not looking to get married.
Well, he may appreciate a date first, too.
Tell him I appreciate his enthusiasm. I am currently dating someone.
Oh, he'll be really disappointed. I'll tell him.
All right, Leah.
Yeah, I'm seeing therapy right now for relationship problems.
Yeah.
I thought I was in an addictive relationship. And my therapist, she's a really friendly lady. We got off along great. But I don't feel like I've made too much progress, especially since, well, I'm like practically back together with the guy again anyway.
Leah,
Yes.
how long have you been going to therapy?
Since December.
How long you been speaking in short, choppy sentences?
Your phone keeps cutting out.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
I think that was her.
I'm a fairly eloquent person.
All right, Leah, continue with the therapy. I
But
don't.
maybe you need a new therapist. I mean, some therapists aren't correct for all people. It's like any relationship. You need to find a therapist that you feel most comfortable with.
Well, I treat a therapist like a car dealer. What I do is I go in there and I go, well, how much an hour? And he goes, $90. And I go, there's a guy down the street, 85, 55 minutes. None of this 50-minute BS. And then you get your best bargain, right, Drew?
Sure.
Or you do it over the internet. All right, let me just pile through. Lindsay?
Yeah.
We're just about out of show. You're 19. Your dad's going through midlife crisis.
Yeah, he's suicidal.
Oh,
that's not a midlife crisis. That's a major depressive episode.
Well, exactly. Well,
he
yeah.
needs to be in treatment. I mean, his life is in
I know,
danger.
but he refuses to go.
His life is in danger. If he starts talking about genuine suicidal thoughts or real plans, you call the police, because 17% of people with major depression die.
Yeah.
It is a very serious illness.
Midlife crisis is banging your secretary
What do
and
we say
listening
about
to Snoop
phrases
Dogg.
like banging? What do we say?
Fisting.
Adam?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. All right, listen. We're done.
You're no role
Take
model.
a little break.
Sir, you're no role
Oh,
model.
it's all right. Drew's a role model. I just lure the kiddies in.
We'll be right back.
All right. Well, that'll about do it. Janine, thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
It was our pleasure. And anytime you're in town or around and you want to just pop in and hang out, we would appreciate it.
Will you remember that you had met me next time I come?
Yeah, it was tired, and there was, you know what? the glass was reflecting my own shadow back at me, so there was some confusion.
Whatever. But that was not me saying whatever again, I have to say.
No, I remember Janeane very well. And I'm going to buy her book, the one that she penned with Ben Stiller and a ghostwriter. That'll be out.
There's no ghostwriter.
I'm kidding. She loves to read. She's totally literate. Ben Stiller and her wrote me out in May. Also a movie coming out in August, and you can find her at Caroline's in New York about the middle of April. Alrighty then. So, until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
Mommy! This has been Loveline. The views expressed on Loveline are not necessarily those of the staff, the management, or the sponsors of this radio station. And are probably not the views of Westwood One Entertainment.